Thanks for coming on.
Really excited to be here today.
So just tell us what you actually do.
So, in a nutshell, because I do quite a lot of different things, you could just call me a spiritual practitioner, but I am all into wellness, manifestation. I also do Reiki, mediumship, tarot readings. Some people might have seen me on TikTok, so I like to go live on TikTok as well and do readings over on there too. So those are probably, I'd say, the most popular things that people would know me for.
I'm so interested.
Yeah.
Got so much to ask you.
Yeah.
So how old was you when you started this?
So I was 15 years old. So what happened was I read the book called The Secret.
I love The Secret.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that's obviously all about law of attraction and things like that. And it was actually given to me by my mum.
Yeah.
Because I never actually knew what it was. And I was like reading and things. She recommended me this book. So I read it and I was like, oh my God, like this is amazing. And from where I'm from, a lot of people don't usually, leave that sort of area. They end up getting comfortable and stay in.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But for me personally, like I see a lot of people struggling around me and it sort of gave me a bit of motivation. I had something I could work towards. I always wanted to own a business and be independent. And when I left school, I did beauty. So I always in my head wanted to have a beauty salon.
Yeah.
Things change obviously, but that's where it all started for me when I was 15 and I read The Secret and learnt about law of attraction and started manifesting little things into my life. And
it literally does change your life.
Yeah, it changes so quickly as well. Like if you're doing it right, because that's the thing. People think manifestation is, you just pick up a pen and a paper. I want £100 next week. It's not like that.
No, yeah.
It's so much to it. And you've really got to do your research and education into manifestation because it is a lot more, it's not complicated because it can be really easy for yourself. But me, for example, there's all different methods. My favourite is the 369 method. So say, for example, money. Someone wanted to manifest money. You'd write money 3 times. Then you'd write 6 times. You have to be clear. So let's say I want £200, but then you'd put, I have £200. So you're putting in your head that you already have it.
Oh, yeah.
Then 9 times you write, I'm so grateful that I've received £200.
Yeah.
So then you change it like that, basically.
Who told you about that? See, I've not heard that one.
So I just went down a rabbit hole, honestly, and YouTube videos, TikTok videos, all things like that was basically what I did. Got into crystals, then I did Reiki, then I did mediumship. So it all just sort of spiraled for me. But this is obviously what I was really meant to do. I always struggled growing up, like career-wise. Like I've had so many different jobs. I've been a receptionist, a flight attendant. I've been God knows what else, because I just was so confused and I always wanted to do something. But it's like when you know deep down you're meant to do something else, you physically can't stay in a job.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't serve you, it's not right for you. So that's probably why I've gone through so many different walks of life at only the age of 21.
Oh, it's so good though that you've got that motivation that you want to do better than where you're at.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, like a lot of people don't have, motivation and things like that at my age, and they don't manifest, but I don't blame them at all, because when I got into this, I didn't see any young girls talking about manifestation, and I didn't see any younger people. It was always sort of like older people, and you just think they're trying to nag at you or give you advice, and you just think, oh, I don't want to listen to that. That's boring. Yeah. Because if it was someone who was like me, I'd probably listen to them. I'd be more likely to listen to them. So that's why I started my business, because there was no one who looked like me, or there was no young person who was doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, there's definitely like a gap in the market for this. And this is what I'm really passionate about.
Yeah.
There needs to be more, because that's the thing. You feel like you're getting judged. People are looking at you going, well, you're so young. What do you know?
Young.
Like, what do you know? Like,
It's good though. I watched your mediumship, your clips that you've been doing.
Yeah.
And there's people like crying over things that you've said. It's really, really good.
I know. It honestly, like, it brings me so much gratitude that I can give that to somebody. Like, I get the most beautiful messages afterwards, which are on my Instagram from people. Like, of how grateful they are.
Yeah.
And I can't even describe the feeling that it gives me knowing that you've given someone.
How long have you had that as a gift?
Well, when I was a kid, my first sort of memory of this sort of stuff would be when I was 3 years old. I used to see things.
No way.
Yeah. People think, I don't hate talking about it, but I know people think, mate, this girl's nuts.
Yeah.
But, like, it is real, like, because I've physically seen these things, like, but they wasn't, when I was little, it was not always good things. It was, like, scary things and things like that.
Yeah.
So I just thought, what the hell is that? And then as I got older, it just went away. Then when I was a teenager, you know, you go through phases, you think, oh, whatever, like, forget about it. And then when I found about manifestation, because that's where it all started for me, got back into it again. But because I learned properly and was attuned properly with the correct energy, it's impossible for me to see negative things or scary things and things like that. Because that's what people say. Yeah, they're like, do you not get scared? Do you not see scary things? It's impossible for me to see scary things. I don't work on a wavelength where I attract, like, you know, dark energies and things like that. I work with light beings only. So it's impossible for me to see something bad or scary or dark. And if I did, I'd know there'd be something wrong. And I'd probably have to stop for a while and cleanse my energy and sage the house and things like that.
What is that? Because I have actually seen a psychic before, and she told me quite bad things, and then one of my friends went to see her and she told her like really bad things, like cot death and things like that. I didn't even think that you was allowed to say bad things. No.
So this is the thing. People come on my lives and they go, oh, I'm really desperate. Like, I'm really not, I'm seeing a doctor and I'm really not well, or they tell me something that's really upsetting. Yeah. And I say to them, just speak to a medical professional, because it's not ethical for me to give you advice on a situation like that. I would never give someone like a pregnancy reading. I'd never give somebody like a medical reading, a law reading, anything like that. It's not ethical for someone to do that. Like, and to say things like that, I just think that's disgusting. So I know that people do say things like that, but I don't think that's right. And if you do feel or hear or see these things as a psychic or a medium, it's not ethical to give that to somebody. You want someone to leave your reading feeling energized, feeling light, feeling positive. And if you're feeling a medium or psychic with a bad, heavy energy on you, they're obviously carrying that sort of energy. Yeah. So, definitely don't see them again.
I come away feeling really like, oh, I never want to see one again, to be honest. And I've never really had that good. I feel like people find it really hard to read me. Is that true? Like, do you get that with some people, that you can't read them?
Some people do say to me, I'm really hard to read. I bet you can't read me. But in my head, I like a challenge. So I will read that person and I will pull things through. If I can't get anything present, I'd get things which they can resonate in their past or which will resonate in their future. Because readings, especially tarot readings, they're based on past, present, future. Psychic readings are a bit different. They could be, they're mainly now, what's going on now and what's going to happen in the future. But yeah, I get a lot of people who say to me, oh, I don't think you could read me because I'm so hard to read. And then I'm like, well, I want to read you even more now that you've said that. So yeah, sometimes I get that.
I've actually been outside of a room before and my friend's gone in and she had an unbelievable reading. Like I'm outside, I can hear everything. And I was like, oh my God, this woman is unbelievable. I've gone in there, sat down, and everything she said was wrong. And then I was like, I don't actually believe in this.
Yeah.
And then I see another lady and she changed my mind in it all because she was unbelievable. And she told me things that there was no way anyone else could know it.
Yeah.
Or like know how them things happened.
Yeah.
And my friend, she also come with me and she was like, she's unbelievable. She was saying like people's names that are passed away and all things like that. So that is what changed my mind with it all.
Yeah. I've had people in my lives, because I do like to give things that I wouldn't know. Because obviously people through TikTok, I'm not even speaking to them. Like, it's literally they're sending me a message. Okay. But I just feel drawn to them. There was a girl who come on my live once before and it was her dad. And he'd come through straight away, like he was urgent to give her a message. And I was like, listen, I don't do mediumship on my lives. Sometimes I do if I urge to. And it was a serious urge. And I was like, your dad's here. And he passed away from cancer. And he given me names which also she could take as members of the family. Some were his sisters and things like that. And his brother. things like that. And she said to me after the live, she said she had to go for some medical tests and she asked for her dad to give her a sign today.
Yeah.
And the fact that she come in my live and she'd never seen me before, and then her dad come through like that, it's just like, you can't make things like that up.
No.
And I do completely get when people say things like, I don't believe it. And that's fine. Like, that's absolutely fine. I would never force someone to believe it. Like, my own dad said to me before he doesn't believe it. Like, that's fine. And then I gave a reading for my dad and he was like, all right, then I do believe you now. But things like that, it's like religion, for example. Like, if I believed a certain religion, I'm not going to get everybody to believe my religion, because that's not what you do. You know, it's what people believe, and it's fine if you don't believe it. But
I suppose it's so nice that you can give back to people.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's what I love doing. Like, I feel like when you work in a spiritual sort of community, it's really important to give back to people. That's why I started doing lives as well, because I do free readings on my lives. I do free mini readings. And then for people who are really desperate, there is the option if they do want to pay. But it's mainly free readings all the time, every night that I do.
Why are you doing it for free?
Because I like to give back to people and I like to meet new people. And I've actually built like a little community. Like, there's all different ages that come on. I've got an old lady that comes on every night. I've got a young girl who comes in after school every day and things like that. And it's just nice. You know, people come in and they tell me about their day. Sometimes they've had a really good day and sometimes they've had a really bad day. But they always come in my life and say, I love this energy. Like, it calms people down. And I love that. I love that I can give that to people, and I don't mind doing it for free if I'm giving someone, you know, peace of mind, or they've had a bad day and they can just feel calm and relaxed in my life for like however long it is. So yeah, I like to do that for people.
That is really nice. So I see a video earlier and it was a woman and she said that someone, say like if a woman touched your child's hair and she's got bad energy, that energy can be transferred onto the child. Do you believe in that?
I haven't seen too much about that, but I do feel like energy transfer, that is real. Like, energy transfers are real. Like, if somebody touches with you with bad intentions, then you should like sort of cleanse your energy, I guess. Like, if you feel like, say for example, you had a friend and your friend had like, she had a jealous energy about her and she was a bit of like, I don't know, like she was rude or whatever. She might be jealous that you have a really beautiful child or something like that, and touching the baby with bad intentions may, say for example, the baby might get sick or something like that. Like evil eye, for example, it's the same sort of thing. Like somebody can want bad on you and bad can happen. That's not to say karma's not real though.
Yeah.
Like, for wishing that on somebody, there will be karma. So
it's quite scary when you think
energy
about
transfer. Like, that's like having a relationship with somebody, like casual relationships. That's also an energy transfer. So people who, like, a little bit off topic, but sometimes when people sleep around, they need to be careful because you're transferring your energy with so many different people. You don't know where that person's been and you don't know where they've been. And there's so many energies. So it's quite dangerous, I feel like, because there's so many different energies and things like that. So people need to be careful of things.
So is this where like Reiki, I don't really know a lot about Reiki. Can you tell me about Reiki?
So Reiki, I like to describe it as a massage without being touched, but you will feel the same after a massage as if you were with Reiki.
Okay.
So it's like, I do certain signs in my hands, and not everyone can do Reiki. You have to be attuned by a Reiki professional Reiki master, and they basically will train you, give you the signs, and that's how you actually do Reiki. You activate the signs in your hands, and then you can then perform Reiki on somebody. So it's all energy. So it's realigning your chakras and things like that as well. So say, for example, you kept getting a really sore throat. That might be because you're not speaking up about something. Your throat chakra might not be aligned.
Okay.
Or you might constantly be arguing with someone or something like that. Your throat chakra might not be aligned. So it goes like that. And there's all different things that you can do with Reiki as well, actually. Like, I like to put crystals on people, which are the same colour. So for the throat chakra, for example, that's blue. So I'd put a blue crystal there. So I like to put crystals on people, but also, you know, use my Reiki energy on them as well. And it's just nice because you're releasing also bad energy I like to release it from the root chakra. Some people like to release it from the crown chakra.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
So
basically
how
what
often
Reiki
do they
is.
say you should have it?
I just say to people, do it when you feel like you need it again. I don't feel like there's a certain time that you should keep going back to someone. Obviously, if you want your business to be booming, you say come back every
Come
week.
back,
But
yeah.
with me, I just say to people, come back when you feel like you need another session of Reiki, or every 6 to 8 weeks, I'd say, because some people might not realise when they need Reiki again. So that's sort of when I would say I'd recommend for people to do it, because you know your body better than anybody else, so you'll know when you need it again.
Yeah, that's true. Your wellness event thing, that looked really good.
Yeah.
What was it?
So that was my first ever event I literally just done. It was really exciting. So that was a full moon release. So a lot of people don't know what to do with a full moon energy.
Oh, I'm so interested about this. I've been watching so many videos.
Yeah, so the full moon, there's so much you can do. So what inspired me to do a full moon event was whenever there's a full moon, my mum can never sleep. My mum's energy's always affecting the whole house. Like, she's like a mad woman for a week. And I'm like, do you know what? There's probably so many other women who feel like this when the full moon comes. So why not do a full moon event and base it all around that? So that's what we did. I basically taught how to do a full moon release, because that's the perfect time to do a release when things aren't no longer serving you anymore. So say, for example, someone might be struggling with an ex or something like that. Release them. Put it down on a piece of paper. I want to release this person. They no longer serve me. I want to release what no longer serves me in my life. Is a brilliant line to write, because that just puts everything in a nutshell for you. And then you get the piece of paper and actually burn it when the full moon is out. And you can also...
Have I not done this?
I know. You need to do this. It's amazing. Honestly, like, I can feel the next day those releases.
Yeah.
Like, they've left me. And also you can do is put like a glass or bottle of water out in the garden or outside or whatever, and leave it out in the full moon, and then you've got moon water the next day, and you can use that to cleanse yourself until you get the next full moon. You can put it in your bath, you can drink it, whatever. So yeah, you can also do that. And then at the event we also did, I did Reiki for everybody, and then I did sound bath as well, which was lovely.
What is sound bath? I keep hearing about it. I don't get what it is.
I love it. I literally love it. So it's just big bowls and then you bong them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I've seen. But
they are frequencies, and they do also go with the chakra. So Reiki is, you've got 7 chakras, and you go down each chakra, and each sound bowl also has a chakra as well. So you're basically getting a release. Well, if you was at the event, you got a release 2 times. So you're leaving there feeling really cleansed, feeling really energized, like a new woman, basically.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to focus on all my events. I want people to leave there feeling a lot lighter. So what I like to do at the events is ask everyone, how do you feel today? So then they'll tell me how they feel. And at the end, we'll ask again. And it's a whole new emotion. And I know that you're feeling, when you leave, a lot lighter. And that just gives me, again, so much gratitude that I can give that to someone.
Did you get good feedback from that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved
really
it.
Good.
And I'm definitely going to be doing like a lot more. And I definitely want to be doing charity ones this year as well, because I've been affected directly by, not me, like some people around me in my family, cancer. So I want to do a fundraiser for cancer, but do that in one of my events.
Yeah, that's really good.
And then also I want to find a charity that specialises in people who are in recovery. I've never seen a charity that does that, because I lost my uncle to that, and I feel like there wasn't enough support out there at the time.
Yeah.
So I would love to give to a charity that does actually help people get back on their feet and things like that. And just people who don't really want to speak out, but, you know, they can go somewhere when they do want support. I'd love to do a charity event for things like that as well. And people will come to the event knowing they're going to get, you know, a lot of healing, but also they've put something out as well. They've received something, but put something amazing out too.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
So is it hard being in the business that you're in?
Yeah.
Like, do you get a lot of trolling and things like that?
Yeah. So the event was amazing. The lead up to it was horrific, which was really sad because I wanted to enjoy every moment of my event. But unfortunately, obviously, people aren't always happy for you. And like I said, like I believe in evil eye, and that's definitely what happened with my event. I was getting death threats.
No way.
Yeah, I was getting people telling me, commenting on my videos on TikTok saying, basically, it was 27 days until my event. And someone was putting things like 27 day. I have 27 days left. They put a comment on a video of me and my boyfriend saying something like, if only he knew like what was going to happen and things like that. Like really like disturbing things that they were putting. I was just sort of laughing about it. I was thinking, what an idiot.
Why are they so bothered? I don't, like, what is the issue?
The thing is, like, people come in my lives and I know who they are and they share it to their, it will say that some people sit there sharing it to 15 people, but they don't realise when you go live on TikTok, it shows you their username. Okay, so I know who's doing these things. So it gives me a rough idea who's making these. So is it
people that you know or not?
I don't really know them. No, I don't really know them, but they're not strangers, if that makes sense. So it's like,
but why are they hating? Like, what is it?
Probably because I've got a business and I'm doing well and things like that. And, you know, people, this is what I said to all my friends and family. If they asked me, I'd love to start a business, or can you give me some advice? I need a confidence boost, or, you know, I would be more than happy to sit there with someone. It doesn't matter if you know me or not. That's just who I am. Like, you don't have to know me to message me and say, I'd love to do this. Like, can you give me some advice? I'd rather sit there giving you advice. You don't have to sit there and make a trolling account and send me death threats. Like, if this is what you want to do, I'd be more than willing to help you.
Do you reckon it's like women or
probably,
or men?
But a lot of the people who've been coming on my lives and share of them are actually boys.
It's weird.
I find it more funny. I said to my boyfriend, I understand when it's women because it's just in their nature to be bitchy. But when it's men doing it,
I think men are worse.
Oh my God, I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? But
do you know what? The only little bit of hate we've had is, it sounds like old men. I don't know if they're old or not, but the only bit of hate we've had so far, probably women have had things to say, but maybe not brave enough to do it on an account.
Yeah.
But it is men. It's funny.
It's really weird. It literally blows my mind. I reckon that the person sending those weird death threats and things like that was actually, I thought it was a boy behind that account.
Yeah. They've got to be mentally unwell.
I don't even call them men because they're obviously not if they're doing things like that. I wouldn't even give them a privilege to call it a man.
Do you think it's more like the mediumship that they don't like?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Because I do get people coming on my live saying, like, you're disgusting for, like, pretending and things like that. I agree. That is disgusting. I would never lie to somebody. I would never. And if I couldn't connect with somebody, I haven't never been able to connect with somebody. But if that was the case, you know, like, that would be wrong. I wouldn't carry out that reading. I wouldn't continue. I wouldn't get someone hopeful that I could connect if I couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, it's not right. If you're looking to, me, for example, I've lost people. If I went to a medium and they was telling me things that weren't correct, I wouldn't be happy and I'd be really upset because I'd think, well, what's happened then? Why aren't they coming through for me? Like, I know how it feels myself, because just because I work in the industry doesn't mean, you know, I've never been to a medium or a psychic myself, because I have.
Yeah.
And it's not right. Like, I agree for people to say it's not right, but I don't agree with them when they're saying that I'm doing something that isn't right, because I haven't done anything wrong. So yeah, it's just people behind fake accounts, and it's a shame because instead of coming on social media and spreading something positive, you're coming on and spreading something negative. Why would you do that?
Very strange.
I know, it's very bizarre.
So what's this moon thing that everyone's going on about? Like, it's not the full moon. What's the other thing? You know, with the star signs and all that.
Mercury retrograde.
That's it.
Yeah. So with Mercury retrograde, this is something that people are like, oh my God, what is that? Like, because when you go on social media, you see like really negative things. Don't get me wrong. Astrologically, for me, it's not my favourite time, because it's when things tend to go wrong.
Yeah.
So, for example, I don't know if you saw what happened at Heathrow the other day.
Yeah, like the travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mercury retrograde actually does affect travel and things like that. So I posted on my story the other day and I was like, this is typical Mercury retrograde energy. So you're not really supposed to travel. You're not really supposed to like book holidays. You're not really supposed to sign contracts. However, I say to people, if you feel like in your gut, you have to do it now. And if you can't wait until it's over, so like 3-4 weeks or whatever it is, then just go with it. If you can't wait and you do feel like this is right for you, then do book that holiday. Do sign the contract if it does feel right for you. But yeah, this is sort of a time where things tend to go wrong.
Yeah.
Whenever I've signed or started jobs in Mercury retrograde, and like I've said, I've had many jobs, they never really work out. They never really last.
Yeah, this is why I'm so invested in it, because I feel like I'm a Pisces and everything has been going wrong lately. But when I'm watching about this, I feel a lot more positive, and I feel like, no, better things are coming.
Yeah.
I was telling my husband the other day, he's a Gemini, and I was telling him that he's meant to have a lot of luck come in and money. So he's like, it's a load of shit, but I'm really invested in it. I think it's really interesting.
So with Pisces, because my boyfriend's a Pisces, I know directly that they've not been having a great time.
Yeah.
Like their energy at the moment has been so chaotic, and I do really feel like there is coming a big turning point for Pisces, career-wise and things. Financially as well, I do feel like things are going to change for Pisces quite well. So I don't want to say worry about that too much. But yeah, Mercury retrograde, we just got to get out of this and then it will be good. But I think we've already had 3 this year. So we've had quite a lot already. So that's why some people watching this may be thinking, I've had not a great year so far. Like I've had a bad start. And a lot of people
quite a few people share about it, and everything that they've been writing, like they've been saying they feel lost at what they're doing, and they're just not sure about their like do you know, getting older, about where they're going with their life and things like that. And it really has just made me think, oh, do you know what, now it's making sense, so many things. Me and my friend, we was talking about it as well. She's really invested in it as well, and there's so many things she was talking about, and she was like, no, like every time I say, oh, like this is going wrong or whatever, she's like, Keely, it is the retrograde.
Yeah,
the
retrograde, yeah, 100%. But make sure, this is my tip to you, that you don't use that language. You tell yourself it's temporarily just a little bit shit, but it's going to get good. Make sure that you shift your like terminology, because that's how you will attract and be and align with what's meant for you. So back to the manifestation thing, this is something that might really help with you as well, because this is what I like to do. Because when you're someone who likes manifesting, you're not perfect. Like there's days I feel like that as well. But what I like to do is use something called like stepping into like your CEO identity. So what would like successful business Keely look like? What would she do? How would she feel? How would she respond to that? And that's what I like to do for myself as well. And when you do these things, you align on like where you're meant to be. Like doing this right now, for example, this is something I've manifested.
Yeah.
And obviously you reaching out to me and things like that, that aligned with what I'm meant to be doing. Because in my head, I've been telling myself, you know, I'm this version of myself. I look like this. I turn up like this. Like I attract opportunities because I'm putting myself on that wavelength. So when you're saying the right things, you will attract naturally things like this.
So like me years ago, I loved The Secret, and I was reading it, and I feel like every day I was like really into it. But now I've come away from it. I'm noticing it's so hard to get back into that mindset.
Yeah.
What would your tips be to get back into it? Because other than read the book,
yeah,
like obviously the tip you said earlier with what was it, the 369?
Yeah, 369 method.
I'm definitely going to try that.
Try that as well. Also try the scripting method. So you literally just write a letter out, and when you do that, you will feel every emotion, how you would feel when you've already achieved that thing.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend that as well. But I really was so spiritual when I was 17, and 2 years like went on, I sort of faded out of it. I got into a relationship.
Forget about it
yeah,
a bit,
you do.
Yeah.
Because when you manifest something big, you think you're so happy with this new thing that you've manifested that you forget to keep manifesting. That's what happened with me.
True.
So what I just did, I honestly, it sounds silly, but watching TikTok videos about like spirituality and things like that, you get so much knowledge because TikTok videos are so short and they're easy to listen to. Like you haven't got to sit there listening to like a 3-hour podcast about spirituality to understand and get back into it. Learning new techniques, like I like short, quick, simple ones like the 369 method because I find them really effective and powerful, but short. So if you've got a busy life, it's something easy to do, like people with kids and things like that. Recommend the 369 rather than the scripting method because let's be real, mums haven't got time to be sitting there writing out like pages of what, you know, how they feel when they've achieved something. So I'd recommend that one. But yeah, just doing your own research into feeling what techniques feel right for you because things change, life changes.
What's worked for you manifestation wise?
What have I manifested? Okay, so this is a really good story. One of my favourite things I manifested. So it was the beginning of 2021. It was January. So I was writing out. I usually do one big thing that I want to manifest that year. And that year for me, it was relationship. So I'd never had a serious boyfriend before. I actually had a really strict mum growing up. Like mum would never let me have a boyfriend and things like that. So I wrote down in January 2021, basically my boyfriend who I have now, what he looked like, his personality traits, eye colour, hair colour, height. Like you'd think I'm nuts. Like just wrote down exactly what I wanted. And April 2021, this boy slid in
3 months later.
Yeah. This boy slid in my DMs and I thought, I gave it a couple of days. I thought, I don't know, because it was in like the message request, so I didn't actually have to open it. So I thought, maybe I'll leave it. I might answer it. So I thought, why not? Answered it and then started talking, was talking for a while. And then I had to tell my mum I was going to meet my cousin because obviously if she knew I was meeting a boy, oh my God, it'd be hell. Like, it'd be crazy. So I had to tell her I was meeting my cousin. So the first time we met was in June. Obviously, it wasn't that quickly after April because I had to make this whole plan because my mum would not have let me go and meet a boy. So, yeah, I did that. And then I think it was love at first sight for me. I was head over heels.
Oh, my God. That's
I was
so
literally
nice.
head over heels. So, yeah.
Was you a bit took back? Like, oh, my God, it's exactly what I wished for.
Yeah, it was like weird. It was weirdly like... I thought, is this actually real? Is this too good to be true? Like, I was doubting myself. I went back to my letter and I was like, this is just weird. Like, this is just weird. I felt like I had made someone up and then they just, like, popped up. Like, how is this person real? So, yeah, that was probably the craziest thing I manifested. And we would be together 4 years this year. Never broke up or, yeah, we do have arguments. But, yeah, I don't think I'd ever be with anyone else.
Oh, yeah, that is lovely.
Yeah, so that was probably the craziest thing I manifested.
I believe that I manifested my son, my youngest son, yeah.
I love that.
Just the fact that, like, what he looks like, I think where I was quite... As your children get older, you get a bit, like, upset that they're not babies no more and you just want that time back. And all I kept thinking was, like, I just love to have my first boy like reborn, like literally him reborn, and I just visioned him all the time looking like his brother, being like his brother.
Yeah.
And I know people can think, oh, you're mad, Keely, but if people say to me, are you gonna have any more, I would say I know I'm gonna have another boy. Like, obviously you're not guaranteed to get a boy, but I knew I was gonna have him one day. And he's like his brother reborn, and I just believe that I visioned him so much to down to what he looked like. And probably because I was like just desperate to have my first boy back
again,
like, because it just time goes too quick.
I do feel like visualization, because that's a manifesting technique. That's literally what you've done. Visualization is one of my favorites because all you've got to do is close your eyes and see it, and it's there. So that's literally what you've done. So you know now you've done that. Think of all the other things you can manifest. If you've literally manifest your perfect child, like imagine what you can do and like see and visualize. Like, that's what I think. If I've manifested my actual partner, literally what they look like, their characteristics, everything, I can manifest anything, and everyone can. Like, never doubt yourself, always believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself first, you know, everyone else can say, oh yeah, but the power is you. You hold that power yourself. So it's 100%. Really important that you believe in yourself before anyone else and before anything, because you can only manifest, someone can't manifest that for you.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you do that yourself.
I try and do it at parking spaces. I'm like, I know I'm going to get a parking space.
Yeah, they're the
And
classics.
I do get it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do believe in it, but I just find it hard to always be thinking that way. And the thing is, everyone has down days, and it really is true. When you're having a down day and you're really negative and you're like, I just know everything's going to go wrong this day, everything goes wrong.
Everything goes wrong.
So
like, literally.
It works both ways, don't it?
100%. Like, I sometimes get in really negative headspaces and things just go, like you said, everything goes wrong. Yeah. And it's just, I've got to remember to myself, like, come on, like, this is what you do. Like, and everyone says that to me. Like, my auntie's always saying on the phone to me, if I'm having a rant about something to her, she goes, you literally know, like, how to manifest these things. So you need to change your mindset. And it's easier said than done. When you are in a negative headspace, it is easier said than done. Like, I completely understand. Like, for someone who struggles with their mental health or has depression and gets in really low moods for a while, a longer period, I'm not going to tell them, oh, do you know what? Get your notebook and pen out and start, manifesting and make yourself feel better, because that's not going to work for that person. You just have to do what feels right for you.
What are your friends like? Are they quite like you, or are they really different?
Really different. So I don't drink, I don't go out, I don't do like any of that. My best friends, you'd think like they could be the cast of Hangover. Yeah. Like, honestly. So yeah,
What do they think about what you do?
My best friend's so supportive. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better best friend. Honestly, like, she's so supportive. She literally, on my event, she came to my house in the morning. She bought me flowers, a card, a balloon. Like, she's just the best.
It does help if you've got people supporting you, don't
100%. Like, I've done so many different businesses, and at times in other businesses, people probably just thought, oh, here she goes again. Like, do you know what I mean? And probably wasn't as supportive. Yeah. But this time around, everyone knows I'm going for this. Like, and there's no stopping me, and they're all so behind me.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful that I've got like a good support system, because that does really help when you have a business.
What is your plans for what's next for you? What do you want to achieve?
So I've already manifested that award. So just won Spiritual Practitioner of the Year 2025 in London.
Well done.
Thank you. Very, so I've just achieved that. So that's already ticked off. I want to definitely do more events this year. I want to do... There's so much I want to do, really. But
obviously, you've got your own podcast.
Yeah, the podcast starting as well. I'm really looking forward to that. I've been emailing like endless guests. I'm sure you do the same. It's really tiring. But I am really looking forward to that as well. That's going to be good. So the podcast, the events, and then who knows? I'll just, whatever comes at me, I'm going to just go for it. I'm always full of ideas, so we'll see.
Do you want to talk about your podcast? Like what you got planned for that, and who's on it with you?
Yeah. So it's going to be called Read Between the Signs. So one of my TikTok viewers actually put that in for me.
Yeah, that's
I was talking to them, and I
really
said to them, like, what should I call it? Because I didn't want it to be cringe or something like that. And someone said, obviously, because I'm spiritual and things like that, they said, why don't you do Read Between the Signs?
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I said, yeah, that is good. So it was just going to be me doing it originally. And it was just going to be like all about spirituality. But I spoke to my cousin, and she's got a really interesting story at the moment as well. So she's a young mum. She's 20 years old, and her baby's now 3 months. So it's really interesting to speak from a perspective as a new mum, and a young new mum, and a young business owner who's just started out. And we've got sort of the same life because of where we're from and our background, but completely different stories.
Yeah.
So putting that together, I feel like it's going to be really interesting, and just have all different guests on and speak about us and our lives and what we do and whatever. Like, our FaceTime conversations are just so funny as well. And I'm like, we should definitely do a podcast together.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like listening to both our stories and other people as well, like having guests on who, may have a different story of motherhood, because every mother's got a different story. And I feel like it'd be really interesting, because sometimes as a mum, it's nice to know that someone else can resonate to something that you've been through as well. So I feel like that will be good. And just different young entrepreneurs and things like that as well.
Oh, yeah. Sounds really good. What do you think about the grounding?
Grounding, yeah. So grounding yourself is really important. I do feel like you know, like when you feel like your head's all up in the air and you're here, there, everywhere. Something really important to do when you do feel like that is to ground yourself. It could literally be as simple as just spending a self-care day for yourself.
Yeah.
And I know that's not easy for everyone because everyone's got different things going on and whatever. So even if it's just 30 minutes in a bath away from everything where you can get peace for like 30 minutes or whatever if the kids go to bed or whenever, like whatever you do, you need to find time for yourself to ground. One of the key things to do for grounding is to walk in nature barefoot and things like that. That's like really hippie style.
Yeah, I've actually seen like videos of women walking out in their gardens and just like laying in the grass.
I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do that. I've never done that before, but I know that
and it actually works.
Yeah, the benefits that would give you, like, is insane. Like, even sun gazing, so staring at the sun, is really good for you.
Yeah.
And that sounds crazy, but it is, like, if you look at the benefits of that, that's really good for you as well.
I feel like I need this because I'm quite a stress head
Yeah,
most of the time.
so sun gazing, like nature walks. You don't have to walk barefoot in nature, but if you just spend time in nature, it's really good for you.
And what's like these grounding blankets? What are they?
They might be weighted blankets. So I've never heard of a grounding blanket, but I have heard of weighted blankets, which are really good for people with anxiety.
Yeah.
So they just like they feel heavier on you. I don't really know the benefits too much of that, so I can't go too much into detail about what they do, but I know that they are good for anxiety.
Oh.
So yeah. Also, Reiki helps to ground yourself. Sage, like that sort of cleansing, spiritual cleansing, moon water, that's really good. So there's so many different ways to ground yourself. But if you are unsure or you're not too sure what to do, then I would say TikTok's your best friend.
TikTok,
I
yeah.
love TikTok for everything. Like, best ways to ground yourself. You get a little 30-second clip that's going to show you so many different techniques.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything just to take the stress away because, you know, like with all the children at home and that, I just feel stressed all the time. But
Yeah.
if you
Maybe
haven't-
locking yourself away in a room for like
Locking
20
myself-
minutes holding the door. That might be a good grounding technique.
Oh, so with the Reiki, like, do you think there's some people better than others? Like, is it a hard thing to do? Would you trust anyone just to go for it?
No, I wouldn't. I go with people's energy. So if I didn't feel like someone's energy was right for me, I wouldn't go to them. And that goes for anyone who, like, some people might not find that my energy aligns with them. So I wouldn't recommend them to come to me. Like, you would just know in your gut if they're for you or they're not for you. Like your nail technician. You know, some people just
Yeah.
have that favourite nail tech. They don't like the
Yeah.
others. It's like that with your Reiki practitioner.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah, I would say just go with who you feel like is right for you. I just feel like there are probably some that are better than others. Like me, for example, I had to go on a vegan diet. I don't drink alcohol anyway. Here and there I do. Like, I do like a porn star martini, but I can only have 2. But yeah, I went on a vegan diet, no alcohol, for about into the whole period I was learning Reiki. Just because when you eat meat and alcohol, it's a lower vibration, which is in your body.
Yeah.
So when you're learning something like spiritual, you should be at your highest vibration. So to cleanse your body from that, I feel like people who have done those sort of cleanses when they're learning, they probably are naturally better because they've looked after their body while they are spiritually learning something like that. So I do feel like, yeah.
I feel like it would be really good for me because I feel like I feel people's energy a lot. And is that because I'm a Pisces? Because Danielle always says, this is because you're a Pisces, that I'm quite like, I'll call myself is it an empath?
Empath. I was just about to say that to you.
No,
You're definitely
I am
an empath.
definitely one of them people.
So yeah, Pisces, yes, they do. They are like that.
Like if I'm around someone that is like really depressing, it literally, if I come home that day, I'm drained. Like if someone, obviously they can't help it, they're going through a bad time.
Yeah.
But I feel like their energy does come on me.
That's not a bad thing though to feel like that, because what you feel, if you're around someone who's really, really upset, you're physically going to feel upset because you don't like to see that person like that.
Yeah.
And that's what empaths do. They will feel how that person feels. And not just Pisces are empaths, there's anyone can be an empath. Like, if you really do feel upset and down around someone who is in that same emotion, that's normal when you're an empath. But that's why grounding comes into that, because you need to let go of that person's energy once you leave them, because otherwise you're going to carry that on you and it's going to affect your rest of your day or week or however long, because their energy's latched onto yours.
I find it even when I watch, like, if I watch something really sad, I can't get it off my brain and things like that. Like, is that normal?
I mean, I can't watch sad films without crying my eyes out.
I'm better off to just not watch it.
Yeah, like Marley and Me, I'm in tears. Or The Notebook, absolutely not. I'm gone.
I love that film.
It's my favourite. I'll cry every time at that. But yeah, I do feel like grounding's so important when you are an empath. So make sure you look after yourself, because like I said, they just that energy will latch onto you. Like me, for example, when I do Reiki, I get people who feel all different emotions, and because of my energy, naturally theirs will latch onto mine. So I need to.
So if you done Reiki on me now, would you be able to tell how I'm feeling?
I'd be drawn to the chakras that are blocked. So like if you're feeling stressed, I'd probably be drawn to your stomach area.
Yeah.
If you're feeling like you need to speak up about something, I'd be drawn to your throat area, and I'd spend more time there. But I always spend a lot of time at the root chakra, because I like to release from the root.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all problems are stemmed and built in the root chakra. So I like to spend the most time there. But yeah, I would. So at my event, I said to everybody, if you want to know where I was most drawn to, let me know, because obviously everyone had separate problems. And I said, it's something that I won't announce to the whole group. So come to me privately or message me after and we can speak about it. And every single person, like my cousin, she wouldn't mind me saying this, but I was drawn to her throat chakra a lot. And I told her why I felt like that. And she was like, oh my God, I knew you was going to say that, because I was thinking earlier, like I needed to speak up about something. And I was just like, it's just crazy. Like even me, like I'm still shocked that, you know, how this stuff all works, even though I do it, because it's so amazing.
Do you feel like you're still learning things?
Yeah, you can never stop learning and never stop like developing and attuning yourself. It's something that you always have to keep doing.
Yeah.
Like, because if I stop, like the manifesting thing, like what if I lose all my knowledge? Like what if I can't manifest? Like, because your energy has to stay on top. To be able to attract things into your life that you want, your energy has to be like amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, can we stop this podcast so I can have Reiki?
Yeah.